Hey, welcome back to Mind Over Media. All right, let me ask you all something, right? And I want you to be honest, right? At least be honest with yourself. When's the last time you sat down and watched something on Tubi? Right? Last night, this morning, right? Maybe right now. Some of y'all have it running in the background, and that's cool either way. Right? It's cool either way. And if you were watching, let me ask you, what were you watching? Was it a film about a strong, thriving, multi-dimensional black family? How about a story about black excellence, black joy, black innovation? Or was it the same tired, recycled drama? You know, baby mama conflict, hood violence, somebody cheating, somebody scheming, right? The whole time, the whole thing is shot on somebody's damn iPhone and in somebody's cousin's living room, right? It's the worst thing in the world. But I want you to stay with me, right? Because what I'm about to break down, I think, is probably going to make people uncomfortable, but that's okay because I want to look at discomfort as you just waking up, right? So with that being said, welcome back, family. Or if this is your first time here, welcome. Pull up a chair and relax because I pretty much say what I mean and mean what I say. Today, I'm talking about money, power, and media. Money, power, and media, right? And how the black community, the most culturally influential, the most media consuming, the most trend setting demographic in this entire country is being played. Yeah, and not just by the system, by ourselves and by the systems we keep feeding. Buckle up, y'all, because I'm going to go on and buckle up, buckle up. Let's start with some facts, shall we? Because, it's always good to start with facts because I need you to understand the weight of what we bring to this industry. Black Americans represent nearly 14% of the U.S. population. But here's the thing, our buying power is projected to hit $2.1 trillion by 2026. $2.1 trillion. Right? And when it comes to media specifically, we're not just consumers. We are the market. And according to Nielsen ratings, right, their own data, Black Americans spend over, get this, 81 hours per week with media. Black people on average spend 81 hours per week with media. Let that percolate for a second here. That is 31.8% more than the general population. 73% of Black American audiences pay for 3 or more streaming services at the same time. Yeah. We watch more TV, we stream more content, we are more receptive to advertising. We are more likely to recommend brands to our friends and family. We are literally the most valuable audience in America. Yes. And what are we getting in return? What are we getting? Okay, I'll tell you. Tubi. Tubi, that's what I want to talk. Tubi specifically, because see, Tubi has become the go-to free streaming platform for Black households. Okay. And here's the thing, I understand its appeal. It's free, it's easy, it's got thousands of titles. All money ain't good money though, okay? I need you to know who you are making rich every single time you log on to Tubi. So, I told you I was going to go in. So in March of 2020, Fox Corporation bought Tubi for $440 million in cash. $440 million. Fox bought, Tubi. Yeah. The Murdoch family, that whole empire, the same organization that controls Fox News, the same media machine that has spent decades broadcasting narratives that have been demonstrably hostile to Black communities, Black voters, Black progress. That Fox now owns a streaming platform that built its entire growth model on the backs of Black viewership. Y'all want to talk numbers? Tubi crossed 100 million monthly active users by mid-2025. By mid-2020, remember they purchased Tubi in 2020, right? For for $440 million cash. Okay, by mid 2025, not even a full 5 years, Tubi crossed 100 million monthly active users. Right, their advertising revenue surpassed $1 billion in 2024. So in 4 years, they had an advertising revenue of $1 billion in ad revenue in a single year. And here's the thing, advertising, marketing folks, you get it. That's a hell of a lot of revenue generated from advertising. And here's the thing, nearly 60% of that growth was driven by multicultural and Black viewership. Over 60%. So Black folks are clicking play. Advertisers, right? They're paying Tubi for access to Black eyeballs. And yes, the Fox Corporation is collecting billion-dollar checks, right? And those profits flow back into a corporate empire that funds and amplifies media narratives and political agendas that are not designed to uplift us. In early 2025, right, Fox, under the Tubi Media Group, acquired a podcast network. Did you know that? Did you know what it was called? Red Seat Ventures, right? Do you know whose voices were on that network? Take a guess. If you said Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Bill O'Reilly, and Dr. Phil, I would say you 100% correct. Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson, Bill O'Reilly, and Dr. Phil. Yeah. Let me just make it a little bit clearer, okay? So you watch a low-budget drama on Tubi, right? The ad plays, Fox gets paid, Fox funds its empire. That empire amplifies voices that fight against the policies that protect you. You are financing your own opposition. Make that make sense. Malcolm X said it best. He said, the media will have you loving your oppressors and hating those being oppressed. Yeah. Now I want to be careful here, okay? Because I don't want to. What I'm going to say next, I don't want you to think that I'm dragging creators, but you have to be honest about this, okay? Tubi created a platform for independent filmmakers to bypass Hollywood and get their films distributed, okay? Sounds like a noble idea, right? Terrible execution, because the platform has now been flooded with low-budget films that present some of the most dysfunctional, degrading, and irresponsible portrayals of Black life you have ever seen. We're talking about colorism used as a plot device, violence with zero redemption arc, women portrayed as manipulative or disposable, men shown as incapable of leadership or emotional depth. Okay? Poverty is glamorized, drug culture is normalized, and spiritual manipulation wrapped in church drama storylines. Give me a break, would you? Give me a break. And who do you think is watching? Who do you think the largest number of eyeballs, the highest watching this? Who do you think? Us. Yeah, us. Yeah. Now hear me, right? And I do, please hear me with love, if nothing else, okay? There is a difference between representation and exploitation. If you did not know, I'm going to explain it to you today, okay? A film, let's say, made by Black people for Black people that shows our full humanity, our struggle, and our triumph, and our pain and joy, right? That is representation. Now, a film that packages dysfunction and trauma in a Black cast, right, and streams it for free so Fox can collect ad revenue. You see, that is exploitation, right? And when you consume it uncritically, when we share it, when we build our free time around it, we are co-signing the message that this is who we are, that this is the content we deserve. And we do not deserve it. Not at all. But that's what happens when you share it. But here is a deeper issue that nobody really, I guess, talks about, but is obvious when you think about it. We don't own any of the platforms. We don't. We create the culture. We set the trends. We make the music, the slang, the fashion, the movements, and then the corporations own the pipelines that distribute it. Okay? TUBI is Fox. Pluto TV is Paramount. YouTube is Google. Right? Even remember BET, founded by Bob Johnson, a black man who sold it to Viacom in 2001. Remember that? Yeah. See, we are the tenants in our own cultural house, and the landlords are deciding what gets amplified, what gets buried, what gets funded, what gets canceled. Again, Nielsen's own data show that 67% of black audiences say they wish they saw more positive representation of their identity on TV. 67%. That is a supermajority of us saying, hey, listen, enough of this BS, right? But here's the thing. You kept watching. You kept scrolling. You kept subscribing. Because here's the thing. The content is designed to be just good enough to keep you engaged. Yeah, just provocative enough to keep you talking. And just free enough that you never think about the cost. But here's the thing, there is a cost. And we are paying for it with our dignity, our data, and our dollars. Right? And here's the thing, I'm not just going to shoot you with the problems, okay? We know these are problems, but guess what? I am solutions-based, solutions-oriented, right? So let's talk about what we can do, because there's some things that we really can do. We really can. Number one, cancel your passive consumption of media, right? Become more intentional about what you consume, about what you view, right? Before you press play or sign on or whatever, just ask yourself, who made this? Who profits from this, right? And what is this telling the world about me and my people? Because here's the thing, you have the power, right? You're remote, right? Exercise it. You don't have to watch it, right? Number two, redirect your streaming dollars, right? There are Black-owned and Black-centered platforms that need your subscriptions. All BLK, Brown Sugar, Urban Movie Channel, Afrotainment. Yeah, these platforms were built by people who actually care about our image. And yes, some of them cost money, but remember what I said, you all, right? We have a $2.1 trillion buying power. I'm sure we can afford $8 a month to invest in our own story, right? Number three, demand standards from independent creators. If you are a filmmaker, a content creator, a storyteller, I am begging you, please raise the bar, okay? We are a creative people. Creativity is a gift. Use it, please, to build something and not to tear us down for views and a damn Tubi distribution deal, okay? Because here's the thing, the world, right, will tell enough negative stories about Black people. We don't need to tell them ourselves. Enough already. Please stop. Number four, follow the money, right? Before you give any platform your time and attention, spend 5 minutes asking, who owns this? What does their parent company stand for? Okay. And where do these ad dollars go, right? Listen, folks, I hope you don't think this is any kind of conspiracy theory or anything like that. This is media literacy, okay? And at the rate that media is moving, media literacy is a survival skill, especially for your kids, okay? Number five, talk about it. Share this video. Have this conversation while you eat, at the dinner table, in the barbershop, at the salon, while you get your nails done, in the group chat, right? Because cultural change, it can't happen in isolation, right? It happens when communities wake up and communicate together, right? So I want to close with this, right? We are not a community that lacks intelligence. We know that, right? We are not a community that lacks creativity, right? We're not a community that lacks power. We are a community, right, that has been systematically misdirected, taught to consume rather than create. to perform rather than own, to entertain rather than build. And here's the thing. Some of that is external, systemic, historical, real. But some of it, and this is the part that we control, some of it is the choices we make every single day about the media that we consume, that we watch, what we share, what we fund, and what we normalize, right? Fox Corporation did not build a billion-dollar streaming platform. We built it, right? They just put their name on it. And I think it's time. It's past time that we stop building other people's empires and start investing in our own, right? We are much too powerful. Our culture is much too rich, and our story is much too damn important to be watched for free on someone else's damn platform, right? Funding someone else's agenda. We deserve better, right? And it starts with demanding it. Right? If this hit different today, do me a favor, share it. Drop a fire emoji in the comments if you're ready to have this conversation in your community, because we have to have it. Right? Here's the thing. I love you all. Until next time, be safe and media savvy. Right?